Alright guys, we're back at it. It's Monday morning. Some stuff happened over the weekend, so that was cool. Friday, had a dealer that we buy cars from message saying, hey, I'm going to be throwing a snowmobile up on the auction site if you're interested. Bid on that. Got it for pretty cheap. It's a 04 MXZ 800 RER Adrenaline, whatever. That I don't really know much about snowmobiles, so we're going down that road. I went and picked that up on Sunday. Saturday, my kids had hockey games, and after the hockey games I ran over to show some cars, and I sold 4 cars in 2 hours, so that's pretty awesome. So now basically, the beginning of today, Monday, I gotta work on getting all those cars set so that we can sell it and make some money. On top of that, we got, you know, just everything else going on. It's starting to become closer to spring. My PT Cruiser is up and running again. I got that dug out. Maybe we'll do something with that. Then the next thing we kind of need to talk about is what the heck is going on with that flip car. I had 4 people buy cars in 2 hours and not a single one was into the flip car. Why is that? What did I do wrong on that one? I haven't done anything wrong. The problem is that my flip car has become my bait car on accident. And a bait car is something we should discuss right now. So isn't a bait car kind of like an illegal thing? And switching bait is like the worst idea ever, right? Well, it's not really switching bait. It's more like people's expectation versus reality lets them down, and then they end up buying something else. So what do I do for a bait car? Normally on a bait car, I'll overpay on something and make less money just to have it on the lot. So at all times, I try to have some kind of WRX, STI, Forester XT, Outback XT, the cars that the enthusiast is most interested in, or the best looking, highest trim, just because that's going to get them to the lot to look at it, and then they're always like, oh, well, I'll haggle them down. If I stay firm to my price, the right buyer will eventually come, but it gets enough people there that they'll look at something that's more in their budget, because I normally have something that is at least nice enough to get their money, but it might not be what they were initially expecting to get. This concept works the opposite way as well, which is what's happening with the flip car at this exact moment. So another way of the bait and switch is you have a car that in photos that it looks awesome, but when you're super close you can tell that it's not as nice as you were thinking. So the 2010 books, it's a 2010 Impreza, our latest flip car from about a month and a half ago, that I'm supposed to have flipped like 7 cars by now, and I'm stuck on that car. Well, it's a 2010 Impreza with only 129,000 miles. Book on that is $6,800. I have it listed for $4,000. So it pulls up in all the searches as like the best deal in the area. Well, as I describe even in like the listing of the vehicle, the back bumper doesn't sit perfectly straight on the car. It's like kinked down. You can tell that somebody had backed into something, didn't do any structural damage, but the body just, it doesn't line up right. It's old, and that's why it's cheap. What happens is people just, they don't read any of the listing. They just see the picture, see the price, like, oh my god, it's half price, I need to get there right now. They show up, they realize that, well, it's cheap for a reason. It's a nice car, but the back end of it, the bumper sags. And I'm not gonna go through the money and fix it, because right now that car sold probably 20 cars. I guarantee at least 20 people have showed up to see that car over the last month and a half, go, I don't know, and then end up buying something else that's even more expensive. So it's not a bad thing, it's just that I'm not getting my damn Hellcat very fast, and it's kind of screwing me over. So I need to get rid of it so that I have a different bait car instead of that one, because normally I'll do it on purpose and get a car there that I know is just, it's going to draw in lots of people and then they buy another car. But I'm kind of screwing myself, and it sucks. Another thing we'll do for this same concept is just a car you cannot find somewhere else. So if I see a 1999 with 20,000 miles on it somewhere halfway across the country, I might take less profit just to have it, because one, it's going to be something that people talk about, and two, if I list that online, people are going to share it, and their friends are going to find, they're going to be like, who's that all-wheel auto place, and where the hell are they getting these cars? Well, I'll source them on purpose just to be the only place around that has it. So when they're in conversation with someone, they're like, did you see what they had over there? That's insane. How did that even exist? Well, it's because I do my due diligence and find it. I might not spend a ton of money in marketing that's like on CarGurus or Cars.com, any of that type of stuff. I don't spend any of it. But what I do is I spend extra money just getting cars that nobody else can find. That way, it does the word of mouth does the marketing for me. So instead of having to try to reach people that way, I can have other people reach their friends and show them. And I think that that creates a better bond than just trying to dump money into car gurus. Sorry about the 5-minute ramble of bait cars. And a true bait and switch is when you list a car and you obviously know you don't actually even have it on the lot just to get people there, and then you're like, oh, it just sold. Well, that does happen once in a while, and I feel terrible about it, so I'm sure some people think I've done that, but that's not what I'm talking about with a bait car. What I'm using as a bait car is more of a marketing idea. Anyways, back to what we normally do. Step one today was get up kind of early, go grab this turbo feed line from the dealer and some new banjo bolts and gaskets. So we got a turbo car over at the shop that somebody tried to splice the turbo line back together with just some like evap plumbing rubber hose and just pissing oil everywhere. Forgot to tell you guys too, the racing go-kart that we get on trade, I jumped in it and tried to drive it home. It's like a 2-mile drive. About halfway there, the throttle cable snapped off the side of the motor where they just had like one little set screw holding the thing, and left me kind of somewhat stranded. Then I had to reach around the motor, get burned on my arm trying to friggin' yank the throttle while I'm driving it. And either way, it only goes about 40 miles an hour, so we definitely got to do something to soup that up. I'll show you some more like detailed footage of what's actually going on with the throttle. Got our bags of rock salt for the day. Some more drill bits, so we break them every day. And of course, zip ties, very important. This, what I'm driving right now, is an 06 Outback XT Turbo with only 82,000 miles. This thing's an interesting one for sure. Hopefully get her listed up and sold quick. Just had another first. Somebody bought a car last week, finally got around to go pick it up. We're at the lot. When they came to see the car, I said, you can take your car seat out, try it in it, make sure it fits. They declined doing that. They left the kid in the car. I was like, all right, whatever. Well, now they went to pick it up, car seat doesn't fit, want their money back. Well, problem is, again, like the last situation, I've already turned in all their paperwork. That car is theirs. It would take about 2 months to deal with me getting my title back. So, unfortunately, go buy another car seat. It is what it is. I guess at this point, sometimes I would love to help her, but I offered her to put the car seat in. She didn't want to because she just didn't want to take the time. I'm not going to lose money because of it. So, tough nuggies. So basically, we're just going to end it there. That's what a bait vehicle is for us. How you can use a bait vehicle to actually make you some money at your lot. Appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.